Welcome back for Bless Him Some More. And this is stage 2. So those of you in the class, we're moving on to the second half of the song. And if you're just joining us out of your own desire for enrichment, I'm so glad you're here. You are certainly invited. We're working now on this video, moving past the verses and the pre-chorus and going into the chorus. We have a turnaround, we have an interlude, and the bridge. So I want to cover those places with you and get you confident with these chords and progressions. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we are on the chorus. We have got several chords. Actually, let me just go ahead and tell you what those are. We're starting with our D flat chord. We're going to go to E flat minor 7, a B flat minor 7, and G flat. And so those are the 4 that we're going to focus on. Actually, those chords are pretty closely related. So as far as finding them in the right hand, I think we can find them pretty easily if we arrange them a certain way. So let's take you to the keys and see if you can follow along. Here we are with our D flat chord. We're just going to put that in root position, D flat, F, A flat. And for the E flat minor 7 chord, E flat minor, there's the 7th. I'm not going to put it in root position. It's a bit higher in range than I want. So I'm going to just keep that D flat and go to G flat and B flat above that. And if you want, you can add the name of the chord here. So you notice I'm playing both of the 2 black keys here, the 1st and the 3rd of the 3 black key set. Or if you just want to have every other black key, that works too, because I'm going to put the E flat in the bass here. So whichever way you do it, make it comfortable for you. And then we're going to do our B flat minor. Again, I'm hanging on to that D flat for every chord so far. D flat, F, B flat. Wait, this sounds familiar. We just did here on E flat minor 7. And then I'm just going to drop that G flat to an F. Again, left hand, you're providing the root and the 7th. We have the B flats there and the 7th there. And then the G flat chord, D flat, G flat, B flat. So really, if you take a look at it, I've arranged these chords so that every one of those 4 chords, I'm hanging on to the D flat in the right hand. So because this goes pretty quickly, you want to find ways that you can grab onto these new chords, especially minor chords with the 7s, all of that, and be able to do it confidently at a fast tempo. Okay, so here we go. Now, right hand, you're in place. Left hand, I'm just going to add a power chord underneath you. So there's my D flat and the 5th above. That's all a power chord is. And then we'll do the E flat minor 7, E flat and B flat, and B flat minor 7 left hand. You can do the root and the 7th there. We'll put you into the left hand. And finally that G flat chord with the G flat, D flat in the bass. So putting it a little bit into tempo, or at least kind of singing along. I will bless the Lord. And moving up. I will bless the Lord. B flat minor 7. That is within me. And it just repeats. And you're set to go. Okay, and then as we get towards the end of this course, think I'm done, I'm gonna bless him some more. That G flat chord, you're just gonna do a quick hit on the beat and then it's a cut after that. So that's a little bit of a nice break. And after that, you'll see on most of the chord charts here with Free Worship, their chart will say do a turnaround. So if you're not sure what a turnaround is, that just means we're going to go back and repeat everything that we just did. So it's basically a big repeat sign. The turnaround is the connective tissue to get back to that. It gives the praise team a little bit of a vocal break. It gives the band a chance to just kind of build and keep the energy going, and we turn back around and recycle. So on the turnaround, you're going to come out of the chorus, bless them some more, and then you've got a few chords that we're going to play here. Don't worry, we can do them. We're going to do a D flat chord, a D flat 2, a G flat. So we're going to do your 1 and 4 chord and back to your 1. Noticing that the left hand is just staying constant on that bass D flat there. So we're going to use that as a continual tone on that. Now, if you have on that chart, it's going to be 4 measures of this turnaround. So we're looking at 4 beats per measure. So you'll play the D flat chord for 6 beats, the G flat chord for 2 beats, and then we're going to end out that D flat chord with 8 beats or 2 measures. So you can count that out if you'd like. To play the D flat chord here, we're coming out of the chorus, I'm gonna bless him. So I'm just gonna hang on, I'm gonna bless him some more. Now a D flat chord is here. There's the second note above D flat is E flat. So I think what I'm gonna do here, I'm headed to this G flat chord is my next chord. So I'm gonna take that and play A flat, D flat, and F. But instead of that, I'm going to play it with an A flat and an E flat. So that just provides a little bit more interest than just a regular D flat chord. And to me, that second note, the D flat 2, it sounds more like it's in transition. Like, keep going, there's more coming. And that's really the whole point of the turnaround. So I think that voicing would work well. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as I follow. And we're right back to making that verse entrance really solid. So left hand, you can just stay pretty steady. Either you can do that octave D flat, or I think that would probably be easiest if you did the single note, because the D flat is going to stay constant even when we gently drift to that G flat chord and then come right back. So it might be easiest just to play a single note or an octave there, whatever fits your hand really well. Okay, and then after that, we repeat again from the turnaround all the way through the verses, the pre-chorus, the chorus. We come back to the chorus, and then we do that bridge normally. So again, I'm coming out of that, I'm gonna bless him some more. We're skipping the turnaround and going straight to the bridge the second time. So let's walk through those chord progressions and see what we can do to help you get them really confident in your hands. I want to point out something here. This chord chart on the bridge can look a little confusing. The first 2 lines, I've been redeemed, I've been set free. In the name of Jesus, I have victory. So those, the first 2 times you say that set of lyrics, really the main function is stay on D flat. That's it. Stay on D flat. So if you're like, oh, I'm looking at this chart and I'm feeling overwhelmed and I've got to get this ready just for service tonight and I don't have time to do a whole lot extra, then just play D flat and you'll be fine. If you want to do the extras, let's dive in for that. So you notice we start with just the D flat chord, but then it goes into the D flat add 4 when the lyrics say, in the name of Jesus, I have victory. So really all we're doing is just adding a little bit of a da-dum, just a little sway in there to make it sound different and also to kind of mark where I am on the beat. Because if I just hold that D flat chord forever, I'm like, where am I? What chord am I on? What beat number am I on? Wait, I'm still on D flat? What now? So this is what it sounds like. You go, I've been redeemed, I've been set free. In the name of Jesus, I have victory. So you notice I just went, I kept the A flat, the D flat, added the G flat on top, and just slid right down. In the name of Jesus, I have victory. Second line, D flat again. Now you can add the 2 here like they suggest. So again, we're just adding a slightly different color, if you will, to that chord, but still D flat. So if you want to come with me on adding that, I would suggest E flat below middle C. We're kind of low down here. E flat, A flat, D flat. I've been redeemed. It sounds fresh instead of, it's really the same chord. We're just adding a tiny bit of different register and the 2 there. So I've been redeemed. Second time, I've been set free. So that time, you, instead of just doing the G flat, you're gonna add, you can see here on the keys, the E flat minor chord. I'm playing it as B flat, E flat, G flat, and just sliding right back down to that home D flat chord. All right, so that second time around, I've been redeemed, I've been redeemed, I've been set free. In the name of Jesus, I have victory. I'll do it again. I've been redeemed, I've been set free. In the name of Jesus, I have victory. Okay, so that way you can kind of get an idea of what's going on there. Then finally we move on and we get to a little bit more of a chord progression. The singers just keep singing their same lyrics. We're going to move to the 6-4-1-5 progression, and so we kind of get a little bit more motion, and we're building here as we're in the bridge. So all of that is working together for that benefit. So a B flat minor 7 here, I'm going to play it as A flat, D flat, and F in the right hand. Yep, that's a D flat chord, but I'm placing the B flat in the bottom. Root 7th, 3rd, and 5th. Been redeemed, I've been set free. Here's that G flat 2. There's my second note of G flat, so A flat and D flat over G, leaving out the 3rd. I've been set free. D flat chord, we've been to that one again, and then I have victory. That's your root position. So A flat, D flat, F, A flat, D flat, A flat, D flat, F. Yeah, we're back to that again, and A flat, C, E flat. Okay, so you notice that I'm just going over the chord positions here and having you work through where all that fits. Again, the key is to be able to move at a fast pace. The harmonies can change pretty quickly, and you want to be able to find all of those notes, especially with the flats, and be able to play them comfortably. This is a wonderful worship song. You've got a lot going on. If you use the loops, you'll get a lot of extra help. So if you have more of a full live band where you have the rhythm guitar and the bass and you've got the aux keys, maybe the organ, all of that going on, it's going to pump a lot with you. So I'm not going to give a whole lot of huge things to do for building and adding in like extra fills and that sort of thing. This one is one of those rare songs that you don't have to do a whole lot extra, especially if you've got the loop, you've got or if even just a click track, but especially the loop, you hear all of those building parts with you. And then you would work with your church, especially with the band that you have. And okay, we're going to add an extra build on the bridge. There's different things that you can do, but I think it really works best if you do it as a case-by-case basis with your church, with the group that you're doing, a district or section, whatever it is with the group that you're talking with. So those are kind of details that I'll leave to you. But for us on the video, we've gotten through a lot of details, and we've covered the entire song in the key of D flat major. I'm really proud of you for hanging in there, and I hope to see you next time at the keyboard.